This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2023 Salem Cruise Lite Platinum Edition, and the model number is 263 BHXL. So we'll go over some of the features here. Right now, of course, I'm at the door side rear. Now you have these quick deploy jacks. Let me see exactly what they call them here. Might be quick drop, something like that. Yeah, quick drop. So basically, you can drop them into place very quickly, and then you can just snug them up. So they're relatively new, but we're seeing them shipped on a lot of trailers now. These are your low point drains here for your plumbing, of course. All right. You have a rear door, which of course is locked. This goes right into the bathroom, so people can run in and out without going through your whole trailer. You have a power awning with an LED strip. Outside speakers. This is the vent for your range hood right here. There's a baffle right here, so I can break it loose here just by going like that. And so whenever you're venting to the outside, you want the baffle to flap like this. But then when you're in storage or going down the road, you can just snap it shut, okay? This is a spray port for a coiled sprayer that comes with it. This is the fill for your fresh water tank. Now, the most common way to get water to the trailer, of course, is the city water hookup, which is on the other side. But if you're camping someplace that doesn't have a city water hookup, whether you're boondocking or you're wherever you're at, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. So all the plumbing will work as though you have city water, even though you'll be pumping from the tank. I'll show you where the switch for the pump is when we get inside. So either way, you'll have working plumbing anyway. So this is just a TV signal out and then power right here, so you can put a TV out here if you chose to. First I'm going to show you right here, this is your griddle, but I want to show you this quick connect right here for the LP system. Hopefully you can see that okay. So that's a quick connect. You have to plug this in. There's a hose here somewhere, right here. Get it open here if I can. So, sorry about the camera work. This end obviously plugs into the quick connect that's under the trailer, and this quick connect here plugs in right here to the back of the griddle. So you have to connect it to the gas system, obviously, for it to work. So keep that in mind. A refrigerator, an outside refrigerator. This is the sprayer hose I told you about with the sprayer and the coiled hose. That plugs into the quick connect. Okay. We're still cleaning up a bit here. So your steps, you can adjust the length of the legs on the steps just by pushing this up right here. There's one on each side, so you can adjust them accordingly. This is your dump hose right there, and this is a reducer for to reduce your power cord down to a 20 amp if you need to plug it in at home or something like that. Okay. Let me see here. On the wall, it's kind of hard to see because we're inside right now, but there's two cranks hanging on the wall. One is a 3/4 inch crank, which is obviously used for your stabilizers. The smaller crank is used for your power tongue jack in case it fails. So let me show you that. If you happen to have an issue with your power tongue jack and it fails, you can pull this plug right out of the top here. Then you can put that crank right on there, and you can actually crank it manually if you have to. Okay. You have power and also a hook, a hitch light there. Okay, so two LP tanks which are full. You have an automatic changeover regulator. You have deep cycle marine battery right there, and of course this is the kill switch for the battery right here, that red key. So if you want to shut the battery off, you can just turn it to the off position. Okay, this is the other side of your pass-through. Your slide room. Now your slide room has a slide topper on it, of course. And just so you know, this slide room is referred to as a Schwintek, even though it has a Lippert bought it and it has a different name, but people still refer to it as a Schwintek, just so you know, in case anybody needs to know that. This is your 30 amp, 30-foot power cord, and I showed you the reducer to reduce it down. You have 3 tanks on this one, holding tanks. Besides, you have the fresh water, so you have 4 including the fresh water, but you have your black tank, there's the valve right there, and then 2 gray tanks. Okay. Now, let me come around the back and finish on that. This is the city water hookup right here. This is the most common way to get water to the trailer. Now this is your black tank flush right here. So after you dump your black tank, if you leave the valve open, you have to leave the valve open, that's important, like it says on the sticker here. You put the hose on there, turn it on, and you can flush out your black tank, clean off the sensors, that sort of thing, so you get a good reading. So if there's a working hose at the dump station, it's a good thing to do. Okay. And this is your water heater here. Let me see what we've got here. Okay. So right now this water heater is empty and is bypassed because it's winterized. So you can see this is your drain plug. It takes an 1 1/16 6-point socket, and then you have an anode rod attached to it, of course. That screws right in here. This is your gas burner. The switch to operate it is inside the trailer. Now right here, this rocker switch right here, on and off switch, that controls the electric heating element that's behind this cover here. So when you're camping, you can just leave the electric heating element on, and then if you need a boost, like if let's say 2 people are going to use the shower in a row or something, you can kick the gas on for faster recovery. Now keep in mind that there has to be water in this tank before you use the electric element or the gas. So never turn it on when it's empty. You always want to make sure that there's water in the tank before you run either the electric heating element or the gas. Okay, that's important. Also, the valves in the back of the water heater are bypassed right now, so they're in camping, or they're in winter mode, and to get them into camping mode, you have to change the position of them so the water will flow into the tank and fill up and that sort of thing. Okay, I'll show you where the switch is for the gas when we get inside. Okay, this is just cable and satellite through. That is if you wanted to purchase a Lippert telescoping ladder for it, that's just the bracket that it hooks onto. It's an option. And of course, this is another option. It's pre-wired for a backup camera. So that takes a Furion camera. So if you're interested, we do sell them here, but you can get them other places. If you do, make sure you get the right camera, the right size Furion camera to fit in that housing right there. Okay. All right. Also, while we're looking up, the manufacturer states the roof should be inspected every 60 days, so you want to go up there or have somebody go up there, look at the sealant, check for cracking, separation, that sort of thing, where water could get in. You want to look at the roofing attachments and the roofing material, make sure it's not damaged by low branches or by road debris flipping up there. Just give it a good inspection. And all you're really doing is protecting your investment. Odds are you won't have to do anything for a long time, but you're just staying ahead of things. So that should be part of your regular maintenance. Okay, so here we go inside. Okay, so this, we'll start here. This is just a dimmer. You just put your thumb over it and turn the lights on and off. You also have these lights here, your power. Your power awning right there. Never leave that out unattended if you're not going to be at the campsite. Roll it in. And of course, this one's for your slide room. To turn your water pump on to pump water out of the fresh water tank is right like that. You also use that pump to to winterize the trailer, so keep that in mind. To light your water heater on gas, you use this one right here. Remember, always make sure there's water in the tank before you turn it on. Then you have your levels here, black, your freshwater, battery, freshwater, black water, and then the 2 grays tanks. They graduate up in 1/3 increments, so once you get past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping the gray into black tanks. Alright, so this here, let's see if we can see it up this high. This is your solar controller. I'm going to try and get a picture of it. If I can't, I'll just basically talk you through it. Right now it's telling us there's 13.6 volts in your battery. Let me grab this a different way here. Maybe I can get a better picture of it. Okay. Now if you push this upper button here, well, that's even worse. Holy cow. If you push this upper button here, the next screen will tell you that right now we're gaining 0.0 amps from the sun. The reason that obviously is we're inside. But if we are outside, it would be, on a day like today, it would probably be saying 3.2 or something like that. So that's the amps you're gaining from the sun and being stored in your battery. If you push it again, it tells you the amp hours in your battery. So you have 1.2 amp hours and then back to 13.6 volts in your battery. Now the thing is, you have the three different readouts. Like I said, the first one is voltage in your battery. The second one is what you're gaining from the sun, and that's storage, amp hours, okay? And you also can see how charged your battery is here by looking which light is lit up here next to the picture of the batteries. Right now it says you have a wet battery, which is what you have. You can change it if you get lithium or gel batteries, whatever. But you have to manually change that. So keep in mind there's also apps for this. I think this one has an app. I should make sure. But I believe it does anyway. So that's your solar controller. So that your solar panel's obviously on the roof, and it's going to constantly be converting the sun into electricity and storing it in your battery. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, your fireplace. Here, let me get the remote out here. Should have done that. Yep, I only got one hand here, so I'll just do it this way. There are buttons here also. You turn it on. Now, if you want to, this is a space heater too, so it has a fan in it. So you can have the fan off, if you can see that, low, and high. So now it's really kicking out the warm air, okay? You also can change the color of the crystals. Whoops. That way. And you can also change the flame color like that, so you can set it how you want. There's also a timer, so you can set the timer on it if you want also. And there is a remote for it, okay? Now this is your sound bar, okay? So the sound bar, it has FM radio, right? It has Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone or your tablet. You can stream off a USB here if you choose to. This HDMI is an in, so let's say you want to go in the system with a portable Blu-ray player, for example. You can go right into there. It has 2 speaker zones, 1 and 2. 1 is inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer. So it does a lot. This is the signal booster for the digital antenna. It should always be green. You can shut it off, but you won't get a good picture, so you want that on. This is just telling us this is pre-wired for a digital signal booster for public Wi-Fi. So it would consist of an antenna on the roof. There's also a port on the roof for an antenna, and then a router would go here. So if you're interested in getting better public Wi-Fi for your family, you can go to kingconnect.com and look at their products. So that's what this is telling us. It's just pre-wired for that option. Okay. Of course, your TV works like any other TV. It straps in place so it won't flip open when you're traveling. And it's got a swing-out bracket. So, and remote, of course. Okay, so let's see here. The microwave works like any other microwave. Your range hood, remember I showed you the vent outside with the baffle. You have to open the baffle if you're going to use the fan, right? You also have light here. Still needs to be cleaned here, so we'll be getting that. So your range, basically this is the sparker. You turn it clockwise to spark, right? Then you have 3 knobs for 3 burners, and then this one is the oven. So let's see if we got gas turned on. Let me just listen first, hold on. Nope, let's go turn on the gas. Okay. We'll turn the gas on. It's always good to turn both tanks on because if one goes empty, the regulator will sense that and switch it to the other one. Okay. So back to the range. So we'll turn on the gas and then we'll spark it. It'll take a few times because there's no there we go. There's no LP in the line right now because it was shut off. But when you're using it regularly, it'll just light up the first time you click it. Okay. Now the oven's a little different. There's a pilot light at the back, all the way to the back on the bottom. I can probably spark it so you can see it. Yeah, so you can see it back there. All you do is you go take the oven knob, you go to the picture of the pilot light and depress it. You keep it depressed, then you're going to spark it by turning the sparky knob clockwise and keep an eye on the burner or the pilot light till you see it light. Once you see it light, you hold it in for another 10-15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. Then you'll let go of it. You go to operating temperature, whatever you want. When you shut it off, you have to remember that the pilot light goes out when you shut the oven off. So every time you use the oven, you have to relight the pilot light. Okay. All right. Always travel with this glass cover shut. Okay. All right. So you have a 12-volt DC refrigerator. So it runs on 12-volt DC. Okay. This is your, let me get some more light here, I'm sorry. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Alright, so this is your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector here. It should always be green, like it is. If not, get it serviced. If it goes off, you take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off, figure out what's going on, okay? Like I said, if it's not green, get it serviced because it's very important. Just so you know, your water heater is all the way in that back corner. You have to access it by removing a few screws, but that's how you get to the bypass valves on the water heater. Okay? Alright, next we have a power converter. Hopefully you can see this okay. Let me get my light here. I should have it with me. I'm sorry. Please bear with me. Here it is right here. Instead of in my pocket where it belongs. Okay. So, this is the power converter right here. This converts AC to DC power. So when you're plugged in to shore power, you get 110 AC right here. You can see you got circuit breakers just like you'd see at home, and then they're labeled, okay? Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over here. So you have 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled, okay? This is also a battery charger / tender, so it'll sense how much energy your battery up front needs, and it'll always keep it charged. So As long as you're plugged in, it's going to be charging your battery. Of course, when you're pulling your trailer down the road, your tow vehicle's alternator will be sending energy through the charge line to keep your battery charged. And then the solar panel will always be sending some energy to your battery also. So 3 different ways that you're charging your battery. Okay. This is the thermostat. It's very simple. You just light it up by pushing the mode bar and then go through all the options. When it gives you the option of using the fan, always choose auto. That's the best way to go when you're using the air conditioner especially. Okay, so shower and sink work like any other shower and sink. Remember, this is a GFCI plug. All the plugs in the trailer are wired to this, so even the one on the outside. So if you're using you know, something outside and it pops, you'll reset it here. The toilet is an RV toilet, so it sits right over the black tank. That's antifreeze right now in it. Flush pedal's right here, and it works like that. So after you get pulled into the campground, your black tank is empty because you've already dumped it at your last spot. So when you pull into the campground, you hook up your power and your water, right? Then you come in here, you put a dose of chemical in the bowl, and then you step on the pedal, water will come swirling out. You put at least a gallon of water in the tank below, along with the chemical. Then it's ready to be used. You can never use it dry meaning no chemical or water. If you do that, the smell will be super terrible, and it can also get clogged up. So you always want water and chemical in it before you start using it. Okay? Of course, this was the door that was locked, I believe, here. Okay. Alright, so you can drop the table down and set it on these cleats here and turn this into a bed. You can jackknife this couch flat and turn it into another bed. This piece is removable, right? So you got 2 bunks and then two auxiliary places to sleep for kids and family and grandkids, whatever you have. The bedroom, basically you can pick up the bed, there's storage underneath, okay? That's your emergency escape window right there. And then you have TV hookups here, and there's actually a backer blade here for a mounting bracket, so you can mount it so you can watch it when you're laying in bed. And you have shades in on all these windows, okay? Okay, so let me look around, make sure I've covered everything here. I think we're in good shape. Okay, so I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof. You want to keep after that, make sure there's no damage to it or leaking. You do that and you'll never have a water issue with your trailer ever. And that doesn't go for this trailer, it goes for every trailer ever made. So it should be part of your regular maintenance. And right now this trailer is winterized. That means all the water's been purged from the system and replaced with antifreeze. Your water heater is bypassed and empty right now. Like I said earlier, always make sure that the water heater tank is full before you turn it on. Okay? Thank you.